is the topic of the day. Sometimes, and almost for everyone, when we are getting started in the business, we don't want anyone to reject us. We don't want our ideas to be rejected by our friends as we introduce the concept to them. But today we want to both demystify the concept of rejection and also position this so-called rejection where it belongs. I think rejection is just one of the elements that show that we are really doing something unique. If we are not doing anything different from what people are used to, then no one would reject us. By the way, if you don't want anyone to reject you and your ideas, then just shut your mouth and don't talk. No one will reject you. If you don't want people to reject you, then just join the opportunity and don't share it with anyone. And that way, no one will reject you. So, yes, I'm a president team member, but I will start by saying that I have had enough share of rejection. And it is the only way to success. So it is not something to fear. It's not anything abnormal. It's something that we need to overcome. And today I have a great panel that will be discussing this with, so that by the end of this session, we'll have understood exactly how do we behave, how do we handle the rejection that we're talking about here. And I have four great leaders, seasoned ones. They have been in the opportunity for some time now. They have succeeded to some good levels. And you would want to hear, especially the new people, you would want to hear when they encountered this rejection, how did they behave? Okay. So I will start by asking them to introduce themselves. We have Chadwick Bwibo, all the way from Nakuru. We have Redemptor Cherotich, all the way from Kericho. And we have Dr. Reverend Malusi Simon from here in Nairobi. So I will be asking you to only unmute yourself when you are talking. When you're not talking, you immediately mute yourself so that we don't have any interference. So I will start with asking my panelists to introduce themselves. Take a minute or two to tell us who you are. We'll start with Mr. Chadwick Bwibo. Kindly unmute yourself.
Thank you, Mr. President. You are now able to get me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me this honor of having to be one of these panel members who are doing this issue, handling this topic of rejections. I'm Chadwick Bwibo, and by training, I'm a physiotherapist. I joined this business in 2016, and I joined because of the health of my wife, who was ailing at that time. And therefore, I came here to find a health solution for my partner. Generally, I've been here for now almost 4 years now. And I can assure you that I've enjoyed the health that brought me in, and I've enjoyed the financial income, and I've also enjoyed lifestyle. And therefore, I know that I'm in the right place, doing the right thing. I'm currently still doing this work as part-time because I mainly, my main job is still intact. I'm still working with the Minister of Health in the county government of Nakuru as a physiotherapist. I'm still based here in Nakuru. So I do this business part-time, and I'm glad that it is giving me rewards more than what I expected. So I would encourage everybody who is on the call to be sure that you're in the right place, doing the right thing, impacting people, and also helping also the community around you with great products to get solutions for their own challenges. And therefore, we are happy with that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chadwick Bibo. I will be getting back to you with some questions, but before then, Simon Malusi, please, you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself very quickly.
Thank you very much, President Kariuki. Yes, as it has been said, my name is Reverend Dr. Simon Malusi, an excited member of this opportunity. I joined it on March 28, the year 2018. And the purpose of my joining was because of the health of my daughter. But now it has gone beyond that because my daughter is well and I'm still in the opportunity. By profession, I'm a medic and I've worked with the several hospitals. Right now, doing special projects on IVF, that is the in vitro fertilization. So after joining, I have done it now for almost 3 years, let's call it so. And I've enjoyed, particularly the lifestyle, the health of my daughter, and also the financial freedom. I know somebody would ask, oh, medic specialized in those areas which are very rare. What am I doing here? It's because I've seen it is an opportunity that creates a better future. When I get to my 80s, you know, I wouldn't be able to handle the stethoscopes and the rest, but there is a residual income. So it's a very bright opportunity, and I would welcome all those on call to put all the efforts they can because it is very promising. Thank you very much. Oh, I forgot to say I'm married with 3 children, really grown-ups, 1 a lady and 2 gentlemen. Thank you, PT.
Wow, thank you very much for that introduction, Simon. Now, Redemptor, we would want to hear your background. You came and within a few months, you were really quite successful, but we would want to know your background before we move on. Redemptor?
Yes, PT, good evening.
Evening, go on.
Yes, my name is Redemptor Cherotich Koech, a very proud member of Superstars team, a director for that matter. I joined this opportunity 5 years ago on a part-time basis because I'm a civil servant. Monday to Friday, I'm in the office, and during the weekend and during my free time, I am doing New Life part-time. And I came for money. When I came to the meeting, they told us that we'll get money, we'll get health, and we'll get wealth. And since I was young and having no challenges, I decided that I would come for money. Yet I have got more than just money. Now, the health I've enjoyed, and even lifestyle I've traveled, because what I do is bring many people, that is sponsoring. And I brought very many people within a very short time, and by the 3rd month, I was a Sapphire director, and I managed to travel to Cape Town on lifestyle. So I'm very excited today to be on this call, to meet new people who are starting off and tell them that it is doable. So we'll be talking in the course of the call. I'm a mother of 5, and also a wife, apart from being a director in your life and being a civil servant. Welcome, all our guests.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much, Redemptor. And because you are the only lady in the call, I'll give you the privilege of responding to the first question. And I want to ask you, Redemptor, I'm sure in the course of your building business, you've come across people who don't want to listen because they think and they argue that this is a pyramid scheme. Whenever you've gotten that, how have you handled that kind of a mentality or response from your prospects?
As a person, I actually purposed to know the difference between a pyramid scheme and a network marketing company. One sharp difference is that a pyramid scheme is actually illegal. It is illegal, therefore, the business collapses within 6 to 18 months after the start of it. And number two is that this pyramid scheme has no service and has no product. There is nothing you move. All you do is give your money and bring other people to. Then after that, some unscrupulous people will move away with your money and you can't even trace them because they are not registered anywhere, the company is illegal, and they are not offering any service or product. The other thing is that for Neolife, for me to have known that this one is a legal company, is that it is registered under the Direct Sales Selling Association, where you are allowed to sell a product directly to your customers after talking to them or moving the advertising the product by word of mouth. So actually, it is legal and it has a product that it markets. But for a pyramid scheme, there is nothing to trade, there is no product, and they only ride on lies. But here we tell the truth as it is, and a moment of truth comes up. As you continue with the business, you realize that everything that you are told about the company is true. So this one is a network marketing company that is legal, and it has a basis on a product and also has longevity. You look at the issue of this company having started in 1958, that is 62 years ago. But for a pyramid scheme, it lasts barely 2 years in the market. So that is the sharp difference between a pyramid scheme and a network marketing company. To be specific, Neolife.
Wow. Now, Redemptor, what we are getting from you is that you must make sure that the prospect gets the difference between the two. And maybe I want to turn to Simon Malusi and ask this. How do you get this prospect to sit and listen to you? Because they have already blocked their minds. They know it's a pyramid scheme, so they don't want to listen to the differences that Redemptor is giving us. How do you get them to listen to you? Unmute yourself, Reverend.
Yeah, thank you very much, PT. Just as my colleague Redemptor has said, obviously when you meet the new prospects, you need to identify yourself with them. And when they talk of a pyramid, you tell them it's not new. I have also heard about it. And in fact, I know a number of people who have been swindled by this pyramid type of aspects. And then immediately I do that. I now tell them, just give me a moment, maybe 3 minutes, to make you understand the difference between what I'm introducing you to, this opportunity, vis-a-vis the pyramid. Then I would state some of those differences as they have been given. But on addition to that, I tell them that in normal situations, the pyramids will tend to benefit a few people, but the opportunity I'm introducing you to is for everybody, and nobody has a bigger side of gaining. We all gain, not just the top people, because in the pyramid, it is the top people who gain. So I tell them they stand equal chances to benefit in this particular opportunity. Even when you join today, compared to somebody who joined earlier than you. The only thing, the difference may come just because of time, but otherwise the compensation plan is the same for somebody who is starting and somebody who started even 10 years ago, like our PT. And through that, you find people can listen a bit, and then I start introducing the opportunity. In addition to that, obviously, I mentioned a few things like the registration, whereby I say the opportunity is more international, and like other pyramids which are just locally located. And once you are in this opportunity, you'll be able to do business everywhere within many countries. And I've seen that drawing people's attention because they wanted to know which are these many countries. I mention a few and then I bring them in. So I draw their attention and they are ready to listen.
So, Reverend, what I'm getting from you is that the first thing you do is first to identify with the person, because that's very critical. Yeah. You will not be able to explain all these details of that you're international and the rest until you first have, connect with this person to sit and listen to you. So you must first identify or make him to identify with you. And maybe the very direct word we can use before I get Chadwick to say something is that I also thought like you, so that he first feels that he's not being, downplayed on his thinking. You first appreciate that he is thinking, and then now you can get into the details. Chadwick Wibo, maybe you could add something on to this issue of people perceiving it as a pyramid scheme, and they are justified, by the way, because once bitten, twice shy. And many people who are coming to our business have been conned in the pyramids out there. So, Wibo, what would you add into this subject?
Thank you. My understanding of why people want to quickly say that this is a pyramid scheme is a way of covering themselves so that you do not ask them more questions or you don't follow them up more than what the first contact that you have had. So this is a way they want to use to run away. So the first thing that I would suggest is you listen to this person, give him a chance to give you the story behind what makes him think that this is a pyramid scheme and what experiences he has had with the previous exposures to other schemes that he has been involved in. Sometimes when you listen to the story, you find that maybe he suffered, he lost some investment, or someone else lost the investment. And therefore he has this fear that anything that is talking about network marketing is a pyramid. It's a big misconception that many people have. And sometimes, as you have said, they are genuinely and honestly thinking that it's a pyramid. But the truth of the matter is that when you relate with them, when you tell them also the experiences that you had or the fears you had, then they give you a chance to talk to them further than they are beginning. So when they listen, when you listen to them and give them a chance to speak, and then you also get a chance to speak, then you are able to tell them what your experience was what your fears were and what you found out in the business. Then from this, you are able to help them understand and come up with a good way of doing it.
I love
that.
In
summary, in summary, I would like to say that people are not saying that this is a pyramid scheme just to know that, so that you may know it's a pyramid scheme. It's a way of escaping from joining the business.
Thank you. Now, a very big point there, Chadwick, that you must first listen to them. You know, what I get from that is if you don't listen, then you end up fighting because they feel like you don't want even to hear what they have to say and you don't even know where they are coming from. And we always say that we have 2 ears and one mouth so that you can listen more than you talk. So that's a very wise concept, especially in leadership, where you listen to them. When they feel, you know, you are listening to them, then they feel they are wanted and valued. So that's a very big point for those who are taking notes. And let's move to another very important aspect of rejection. Many times people will say no to the business and they justify their no by saying that, you know, I'm not good at selling, or I don't know how to talk to people. I would look at that as rejecting themselves. So they are not just rejecting the opportunity, they're also rejecting themselves. Now, let me start with Chadwick Bwibo, now that you are unmuted. How would you handle that? This person is convinced that this is not his thing. He's not good at selling, he's not good at talking to people. Yet those are very mandatory things for our business.
In this case, I found that the first problem this person has is fear. He has fear of maybe failure or of not being able to deliver what is required in the company. But now you see the problem is he is saying he's not able and he has not tried. So you have to come and overcome this fear by explaining the other methods that he can use. And currently we have very many methods of marketing without even much talking. Like currently we are using online. So if you had that fear of maybe you are not confident talking to people, you are not confident asking for people to buy products from you, you can use online marketing, you can use messages, you can use WhatsApp, you can use Zoom, you can invite these people into Zoom meetings. So the openings are now very many. So this fear is now becoming easier to be handled if the people give you a chance to direct them into the company. Because if they join, then there are many trainings that they'll go through. There are also other assistive and supportive systems that we have that they can use and make them successful. The business will only work for those who are in the business. So if your fear keeps you out of the business, then you'll only hear and talk about things you don't know. Because you'll say, well, I was called to a meeting, you never went. I was told about this business many years ago, you never joined, you never did anything. So this is actually the pinpoint is that this is fear that is driving this person, and he is not sure whether he can overcome this fear. So you assist them in knowing that there are other ways that they can also succeed without overemphasizing on their fear. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Chadwick. So Chadwick is summarizing the whole issue of people feeling they are not good at selling and at talking to people. He's summarizing it as generally it's just fear. So maybe Redemptor, we could get to that and mute yourself and tell us what are the other strategies that you can use to help this person migrate from that kind of fear so that they can embrace the business.
Thank you, PT. When somebody is not confident about joining the business because they fear that they'll be told to sell, first of all, make it known to them that they'll make more money by building a network rather than selling the products. That the key key thing that we do is to bring people who will be users of the product, because the whole idea is to build a big network that consumes so many products individually. I mean, everybody comes with their needs, they buy their products, and by that, the person accumulates points. So you have to tell them that it is not a selling business, but we are building a network professionally with professional leaders and teams, so that we are not found hawking, but actually ensuring that the product moves from the company to the people through a network, because that is the whole idea. We all get paid when a product moves, and that one moves much in a network. The other thing is that you ensure that you assure them that you will hold their hands and do with them what is required until they know how to do it by their own. I mean, you bring them in and the welcoming letter says you are in business for yourself and not by yourself. So that is a very strong point in this company, that there will be someone somewhere, especially the upline director, the sponsor, who will hold your hand until you know how to do the business on your own. So assure them of your presence all along. The other issue that we are exploring now is doing a conference call. Whenever they feel they have a prospect that they don't know much about what to tell them, probably because they are new or they are freaking out, you ask them to let you talk to them on their behalf. And when you do that, they will listen to what you're saying and they'll be able to duplicate, because the whole idea of this business is duplication, making sure that the person you have brought in does exactly what you do. Wow. And improves even in ways of doing that. So that's it.
Wow. 2 points I'm picking there, very important. One, let them know that they are not working alone, that they will work with you as an upline director, and that if this is a new person and they want to sponsor, then they should take advantage of the upline director who doesn't fear. You know, that upline director who doesn't fear will do the talking. But number 2 thing is telling them it's not a selling business, which is very true. In our Superstars business building system, we say 80% is networking, 10% is product. So that's very important, and that is exactly what we are doing in our business. So thank you very much, Redemptor, for that. And I quickly go to Reverend Simon Malusi. You always tell us biblically that those who fear their destination is hell. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but how do you crush that fear so that they can also perceive themselves as capable of doing the business?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think to me, this one, this issue of not good in business and not good in selling, it is really was part of me. Because you'll agree with me, we as a Mendic, we do not advertise ourselves or even our services. So once somebody says that, I first identify myself with a person and say, for sure, even me. And after having mentioned my profession, I will really easily understand we are not people who are good in marketing. Then after I've brought him to that level, I say, on addition to what my other colleagues have said, I emphasize more on all these things are just in our mind. It is our mindset, and we can always change it, and you can become what you want to become. And particularly with the training. So my point of emphasis is usually the training, because when you train, you get all the skills that are required, and you'll be able even to talk to sponsor and so on. And I always say, and I will tell this prospect that practice always makes perfect. And as you have quoted, I will always quote the Bible where Apostle and say, God caused the imperfect to perfect them. So I tell them they should not have fear. Let them join. Through the trainings, they will acquire all the required skills. So a point of emphasis is the training and also practicing with the help of, I promise that I will support them, I will stand with them, I will hold them, and everything will be okay. Yeah, wow. I will also let them know that for the first times, we will do together. So it is his or her business, but is not doing it alone, but we are doing together. And also let the person know how supportive the system is, and even those who are above us. And with that, I find somebody saying, wow, yes, if it has been done by others and you are able to hold my hand, I think I will develop confidence and they can easily join.
Wow, I think I love a point there that one way of overcoming the fear is exposing them to trainings, because trainings will help them to gradually, without even them knowing, to gradually overcome that. And before they know it, what they thought they cannot do, they will be able to do. But now we are talking of perhaps those who have not joined. But the point I'm getting there is it's good to mention to them that we have a training system that will help them to become very good at the same. But the most powerful point always is first tell them, I also was not good at it. Personally, that's what I always tell them. You know, as a computer scientist, I did not sold anything. I never thought I can do it. But today, I'm an expert of talking to people and moving the products because of the training. Thank you very much for that, Dr. Reverend Malusi. Now, there is a very tough kind of a rejection here, where people say, yes, they will join the business. But when you look at the duration they take without joining, you interpret it as another rejection, as a no. Now, you have many people who have said, yes, they want to join, and they are never joining. We can look at that as another form of rejection. How do you handle that? Ladies first, Redemptor, this is your turn. How do you handle that? People who are saying yes, but it's actually a no. Unmute yourself, Redemptor. Go on, Redemptor. I'm not sure whether your network is okay. All right, seems Redemptor is having an issue with the network. Let's leave Redemptor for a minute as the network comes back and go to Simon.
Yes. But inside they are saying no. And in fact,
I'm not sure whether it's my side. I think so.
to give several opportunities so as to establish for sure this person does not mean yes or a yes is not yes, it is a no. Also, what I found within myself is that I do not get angry with that person. I continue following that person, but also I do not want to appear desperate, because when you appear desperate, then this person may even want to show you that it is true. That is why I said yes when I meant no. The other thing that I found very useful is retaining the relationship with the person, and also try to ask for referrals. I say, yes, oh, yes, maybe I'm sure you are going to think about it, but do you have a friend who is excited about getting some money, and you can introduce me to him, you can give me the contact. Once this person finds that you are able to move on, even to his or our friends, will in turn want to come in and join. It may not be immediately, but also you give time. The worst thing is if you break the relationship, because for sure you don't need to break the relationship. You need to maintain the relationship, because through his or our referrals, you can make your networking, and you can upgrade your business. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Redemptor, we had lost you, and as you unmute yourself, I want to appreciate what Reverend is saying, that even for those who are not really joining, they're taking too long to join, please maintain relationship. That's very good advice, because as you continue with that good relationship, a time will come they will have no option than to join you. Maybe the doctor will tell someone you need to take calcium because of your bones. Maybe they will be fired. They had a big job, that's why they were not in a hurry to join, and so on and so forth. So those are crucial points there. Redemptor, go ahead and mute yourself and you tell us what you think about that. Those who are not joining yet, they are saying yes, which is like a no.
Oh yes, there are people who actually say a yes, which is a no. And the most important thing is to appreciate that the relationship should always last. That in as much as these people have not joined the business, they remain your friends. Why should they be your friends? They are alive and they'll need these products at one time or another, either for themselves, their family members, their friends. So you maintain ties with a view of making them your customers, because sometimes some people really have no confidence at all to join the business, but they can become very good customers. Also expose them to the business, expose them to the products, share your experiences. When you travel, come and tell them how exciting it was. When there is someone who has shared their story, share the story of the other successful person if you're not yet successful. But if you're successful yourself, you share your experience. So flood them with videos of trainings, maybe, of presentations, of lifestyle. You let them be exposed to what you are doing. Don't shy off. Don't say, now this person doesn't like anything to do with tree and N, so I would never talk about tree and N. When you have an opportunity, say, I used to feel so tired, but nowadays after taking this tree and then I feel very energetic. Tell them, if you're coming from Kericho, tell them, I used to pick 5 kilos of tea in a month, and now I'm picking 15 because I used Supergrow. So always share the exciting experiences you've got while being in this business. So as you also do that, you continue gaining confidence in the products and in the business. Also, if you have some products you are taking, take those products in their presence, so that with time they realize your face looks better, your farm looks better, your children don't get a cold, and they'll eventually either become your customers or they will join you. Because anyway, if they can't beat you, then they will join you.
All right. That's important there. And for sure, as Redemptor is saying, as you continue using the products, the change in you will make them to join you. As you continue building the business and you make some good money, your change in lifestyle will draw them to you. So the most powerful weapon for you to win them is your own change. But it's also good to make sure you keep sharing with them. You know, I used to feel like this, and then I found a solution. So that way they will be able to be converted quite easily. But one common point with all of us is that relationship, don't hurt it. Don't rebuke them, you know, just maintain that friendship and they will join us as we move on. Now, Chadwick, you'll allow me to ask you a different question because of time. And the question I want to pose to you, Chadwick Bibo, is there are many people out there who feel that our products are expensive. That's a perception anyway, it's not the reality. But how do you handle that when they say, no, me, I can't get because your products are expensive? How do you address that, Chadwick Bibo?
Yes, thank you. It's a very common complaint for people to say that the products and joining fee is high. But the truth is, the price of this product is far much higher than the prices that they are complaining about. The benefits that they'll get from the business by joining is so much higher than starting the general businesses, the smaller businesses, or conventional businesses that they start. For instance, in Nakuru here, if you want to put up an M-Pesa, you have to pay as a license fee of about 18,000 just to put up an M-Pesa. Then you have to to pay a goodwill, you have to renovate the building, you have to put the capital. And at the end of the, by the end of the time, you will find that you have spent about 200,000 or 300,000. And here we are only starting with 8,800. So it is a lot cheaper, only that they have a option that is expensive. So when you talk to these people and you explain to them what actually benefits they'll get, the things that they'll get, and the financial health and lifestyle that they'll get, then they'll start seeing the brighter future in this business. Because the fear they have is that they'll put their 8,000 into the business and then the business will not work. But actually, they're not putting 8,000 into the business. They are buying products. They are given profitability, which has four products. Therefore, they start enjoying good health immediately. They are being given literature material, which is in a very decent bag. They are also getting that almost for free because they have joined. Then they are also enjoying the websites that have been developed. We have the apps, we have TNL. Well, all these things have been put into a package that you only use 8,800 to join. So if you pay that amount against the things that you have actually bought, you'll find that the things that you have got from joining, the value is much higher than the money that you have paid. Then look at the prospects. Imagine if in maybe 6 months you become a director and you get paid 50,000, 60,000, and every month you start earning 50,000, 60,000, 70,000 per month, and your only investment was that 8,000 that you put in. Because if you put in the 8,000 and you actually use the business actively and build a good team, then you'll have a good team to give you a stable income for a long time. And if you are talking about the products, these are products that can work very well, even for patients who have gone through difficult treatments. Like my wife, when she joined when she was very weak because of undergoing cancer treatment. But after using these products just for a few days, she recovered her health, and she's on this call. She's now very healthy, and she is doing her own things. Those people, the other day we were counting the contacts that she had of people she underwent to treatment together with, and we counted a total of 11 people who actually lost their lives. So this is what you are talking about, that you either join this business and buy these products and live long, live healthier and impact others, or you actually exchanging 8,000 with their life. Because many of them, we have talked to them and they are very reluctant, and not knowing that what they are refusing is actually what holds the key to their success, both financial and health-wise. So these things, these products are expensive in actual sense.
Wow. Thank you very much, Chadwick. That's important. And at the same time, very emotional, because now you've gone to the point of illustrating that people have lost lives just because of ignorance. And we appreciate that you have a first-hand experience with your wife right there, Sylvia. Maybe we could summarize it in our current, I would call it a motto, that our products are up to standard, not down to price. And that summarizes everything. And someone is asking Mary in the chat, how do you handle the case of those who say the products don't work? Now, you should not really make it a huge debate on whether the products work or not. Just guide them that whoever the customer is saying the products are not working, either that customer is avoiding spending more money to buy other products, or they have not even used the product the right way, or they are not patient to wait and get the results. So there are those few very minor cases of people saying the products don't work, but the common trend is virtually everyone will say the products are excellent. So now, because of time, I'll ask us as we close to just in 1 or 2 minutes respond to this question. The last form of rejection I would want to mention here is personal rejection, where now you are a distributor already. Forget about being rejected by people who are out there. You are a distributor already, and you start rejecting yourself. Oh, me, I don't see myself going to Czech Republic that they are talking about. They say you sponsor 10 and you get 10,000 Kenya shillings. Me, I am not able. Now, my panelists, each one of you, just a single minute. How have you managed to maintain that kind of an attitude where you have never rejected yourself, as I have explained? We can start with Ibuibo, Malusi, then Redemptor, each strictly 1 minute.
The first thing, and which I think would be the most important, is if you have a clear why you're in this business. If you have a clear why, then you will not reject yourself. Then, if you have a clear dream that you want to achieve, something that you actually believe can be achieved through this business, you would not reject yourself. Maybe you'll challenge yourself to do more, but you would not feel that you're inadequate. Because now look at the dreams that people have had in this business and have exceeded them. I always admire that Prado you drive around the KCR. It's a very beautiful thing. Now imagine you started with all these fears that we have, that some of us have of maybe we'll not succeed, maybe we'll have a challenge, maybe we have so many maybes because we doubt what we want to achieve. But if you put a resolute decision in your mind and you desire where you want to go and you keep going there, you will achieve it. And I'm sure one of these days someone will come saying, I've also gotten mine, and they will all be happy. For now we have this dream of going to Czech Republic. Let it be a driving force. Even if you don't manage to get the 10 people that you are supposed to bring and get 10,000, you will have built a business. Even if you get 7 people, for next year and the next month, you'll have a bigger team to work with if we go for these incentives than if you bring in doubt and fear. So overcome this by actively getting busy chasing your goal and your dream.
So focus on your why. Focus on your why. That's a key point there. Thank you very much, Buibo. Simon, 1 minute only, please respond to the same question, Reverend. Unmute yourself.
Yes, I totally agree with my colleague Buibo, but on addition to that, I think one thing I have developed is to believe in myself, to have a belief that it is possible, it is doable, and I have confidence in both myself, the product, and the company. I think that has helped me to stand the rejection. So because I know I can. If the others who have become presidents, others have become sapphires, others have become rubies, I am no exception. It's only that I just stick to my dream, stick to my goals, and pursue my why. That gives me a lot of boldness and courage, even when there are rejections. And I just look at the rejection as just a way to the destiny, which is yes.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. So you believe in yourself so much that it doesn't matter whether others believe in you or not. And somebody said, if there is no enemy within, then the enemy without can do you no harm. And I totally agree with that. Thank you very much, Reverend. Redemptor, please, the last comment on the same. How have you managed to maintain that positive attitude without rejecting yourself? 1 minute.
Yes, thank you, 5DD. Actually, what has kept me going is the fact that when you do what you fear, then fear disappears. When you do something that you're not confident about, then you gain confidence. So by doing the business, I have proved that I can succeed in this business. If I feared talking about a product and I talked about it and somebody becomes receptive, then I build my confidence. You can only remove the rejection within by doing what is expected of you, which is actually the 3 basics. Use the product, feel the difference, and then you will know that this one will work well on me. Talk to somebody and they join, and you feel good about it, and you know that I can do it. So you make sure you are always doing the basics and also keep focused, because at the back of the mind, I believe in the company, I believe in the products, I believe in the people I bring into this business, and I know my destination is 5 Diamond Director. So the enemy within has been thrashed, and we are moving straight to 5 Diamond Director. Thank you, PT.
Wow. So in other words, it's okay if you must fear, go ahead and fear, but do what you should do, even when you are fearing doing it. That's power of Redemptor there. You've overcome fear by doing what you feared doing. Excellent points there, our panelists. We want to appreciate you in a very big way. Thank you very much for being available today. And I believe all of us, team, we have learned a lot. And this is not the end. We've not actually finished. We'll be continuing with the debate sometime in the near future. So thank you very much. For now, I want to request that we take just 5 minutes and recognize people who decided they will not fear talking to people they are sponsoring, they are sharing the products, and they are doing some good personal PVs. So without much ado, allow me to quickly recognize those of you who have done some good job in terms of sponsoring and personal PVs. So we already have people who have sponsored one person. So let's go. My panelists, you could help me to clap for these people because you can unmute yourselves. Maguke Millicent has already sponsored one. Raphael Oduor, one. Redemptor Cherotich, one of the panelists. Congratulations. And Chadwick Wibo, again,
thank you.
Also a panelist. It means that they are walking the talk. We have Florence Ray, Kevin Koech, Chad Kabira, Florence Kiboy Daktari, congratulations. Jen Wangusi, Esther Kamodo, and Felix Kipoech. Well done. They have sponsored one each. Now, there are those who have already sponsored too, starting with Mary Musau. Congratulations. Then Selina Chepkirui, 2. Josephat and Pieros.
Wow, congrats, Selina.
Catch Florence, 2. Now, what you can see there is that we have people who have decided to do it big time. All right. Now, that's about sponsoring. Of course, we have just started. We are yet to get to the mid of the month. And I know people next week will be recognized in big numbers here. Let's look at those who have some high personal PVs, even as early as now. We have Lydia Mwesa, 197. Number 9, we have Roslyn Akuku, 203 personal PVs. Muri Rosemary, 208 personal PVs. Laura Wafula, 228 personal PVs. There is a tie here with the Joby Taxi AB, 228 PVs. Maguke Millicent, 320 already. Congratulations. Number 4, Sabina Kenya from Sweden. Congratulations, 328. Our next director anytime. We have Pieros and Josephat, that is 360 personal PVs. And number 2, we have Lilian Murangira. And number 1, we have Robert Okumu, 363. Now, I know next week will be a different game, will be thousands. And team, congratulations, we are doing it well. And remember, the motivation for all what we are doing is to enjoy the finest lifestyle that Neolife has to offer. And I'm telling you, those who will do it big time in sponsoring and personal PVs, 15th of April, when we meet at JKIA on our way to Czech Republic, you'll be patting on your shoulder saying, Hongera, I did it. And that is when you realize that Neolife pays you big time. And even before then, you'll have made so much money. So guys, we've come to the end of our session today. And I want to really appreciate all of us for being there. It was a nice session having you, and we'll be doing more. Now, tomorrow we have a very good session with Rico Brown, all the way from US. Now, I want us to invite as many guests as possible, but more importantly, let us all be there, 100% of us. Let's be there. Let every of your downlines, your teammates be there so that we can learn together and we take our business to the next level. Otherwise, thank you very much. God bless you. God bless your families. Enjoy the rest of this evening and night. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Good night. Bye, Terotich. Orite.
Bye, Balus, Reverend. Pieros, where were you?
I was just clapping over here. Congratulations, guys.
Where,
You were behind the scenes.
I was just clapping. Congrats, everybody.
Where were the fundi wa mitambo?
That was great. I was just writing notes.
Wow. You are praying for us.
I was in darkness here.
Your man, darkness cannot stop you.
Dr.
There's no power, so I'm using my phone.
Wow. All right.
Nothing can stop us, no matter the matter.
No matter the matter, we meet at the top.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.